Hey everybody, Max here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the retro carded TeleViper. Been looking forward to this guy. I passed on the Trouble Bubble because I just didn't like that vehicle, but I did want the TeleViper, and I'm glad that we're getting this guy. I do wish that we were getting multiple skin tones. That would be great, but we're only getting the light skin tone, which is in keeping with the original, and I love the original, and this is a great figure to army build, at least for me. This is definitely one of those figures that I can see myself. If I see another one, I'm going to get another one. And I only bought this one, but down the road I can see myself getting a few more because at least three more, because it comes with three head sculpts, and I'll show you those in a second. But here is the artwork on the package. I kind of chewed this guy up, or chewed the package up getting him out, but I definitely like the artwork, definitely reminiscent of the original. I certainly hope that this artwork was generated by a human and not AI, because I know Hasbro's had some layoffs, and it would really be a disappointing thing to hear that some of their design department and art department got laid off so that they could go on the cheap and make artwork via AI. It looks okay. It's got all the fingers in the right places, but yeah, if it's AI, I don't like it. If it's a person, I like it. So it's that simple. So that's the front. Here's the back. You can pause the video if you want to read the file card. Part of the retro card wave with CoverGirl. I've just done a video of her, and then Flint will be next, so be on the lookout for that. And that is the package for Mr. TeleViper. He's looking a little confused, but he comes with what you see here. He's got this facial expression. What the? What just happened? How did I end up in Detroit? So it comes with, like I said, he comes with three head sculpts with different, he has a plane, the alert sign, and then the what the, but they are the exact same. And they turned out really well. I've always, like I said, I've always liked the look of these guys. The gear, the helmet, I don't know, just looked really cool. Lots of design, lots of detail. And I actually kind of like this better than the Viper helmet. I don't know why. I mean, maybe because there's a face, but it just looks more high tech. It just looks cooler. So it comes with three head sculpts and this awesome backpack, which is definitely reminiscent of the OG TeleViper. Some silver paint, all black plastic, a little warped on this antenna, but it's very solid. Has his jamming system here, his jamming gun, I guess. I always thought this thing looked cool. Wasn't really sure what to do with it as a kid. I mean, it has a port for blast effects, but it doesn't come with anything. I'm wondering what you would use for this. I mean, I always used it as a laser weapon, but it's probably more passive electronics and active or passive, um, tech warfare, communications warfare, that sort of thing. So that's cool. I mean, everybody, there has to be a specialist in that area, right? So stop the Joes from communicating with each other or encrypting Cobra's communications, and it pegs onto the side here. And then it has a detachable hose, obviously. Now this is the same hose that we've seen probably a dozen times or more, but it comes with, well, it's the same one that comes with Blowtorch, and they are of different rigidity. Durometer, is that the right word? So the thicker, or the stiffness of the plastic, this one's definitely more flexible, and I wish this was the consistency that came with Blowtorch, because I have had a heck of a time getting this thing to to mold it where I want it and have it stay and not be, it's just too rigid. I can't really use it. I don't like it. So this is perfect. So I'm glad that this particular hose, and it's got silver paint on it and everything, that turned out really well. So I'm very pleased with that. Oh, and it comes with Cobra stand. And then let's get into the figure himself, articulation, paint, and all that wonderful stuff that we normally do. So yep, he's looking a little confused. Maybe he's about to get punched out by Sergeant Slaughter. Let's see. Pretty good. Yeah, he looks down very well. Floating neck. Has the ball hinge, like what we're used to. Silver paint on the zipper. Really good. He looks up. Better than some. Not as good as others, but he definitely looks down fairly well. But definitely a cool look. T-pose. I don't always remember to do the T-pose, so I apologize if I leave those out. But he has really good butterfly joints, which is not always the case with our classified figures. And this one, I don't think I'm going to have to take the arms out and trim any of the pegs or anything like that. I know the Cobra logo, probably that's where it's supposed to go, but I think it would have been better if it was right here. You could see more of the detail as opposed to being printed over the folds of the sculpted fabric, I guess. But that's probably where it goes. So there's a little, and you can't, yeah, there's some smudging as a result. So yeah, I definitely wish it was right over here, but you know, some people might complain that that's not exactly where it's supposed to go. It's like, well, yeah, it would have looked better over there. Purple jacket, blue, silver belt buckle. I do like this vest, and I guess this is the same. I don't know. Have we seen this torso with anybody else before? I think these arms are mutts, if I'm not mistaken. And these legs are Rakondos, which I am kind of getting tired of seeing Rakondo's legs. However, you know, at the time this guy first was released, that was probably the one that was looked the most like the original, I suppose. But I am getting a bit tired of seeing Rakondo's legs on so many different figures. So that's the only kind of real gripe I may have about that. I mean, does it look bad? No. Are these bad legs? No. But I am kind of getting tired of seeing those. So, continuing with the articulation, does he have a bicep swivel? Yes, he does. Double jointed pinless, elbows. Definitely solid. Has just the right of, I guess, tension, joint tension. It's nothing wobbles. And that's something that, you know, something in the elbows lately. You know, it's been kind of wobbling. I definitely like no wobble in the elbow when they're just kind of in a neutral position. So that's great. The wrists go all the way around. We have a horizontal on the left and vertical on the right. Well, you can't really see it. There you can see it because it's recessed up in there. Trigger figure hands, no extra hands, and no sidearm. I definitely wish that he had come with a pistol. But I guess you could steal one from a Techno Viper or maybe a bat. You know, they don't need those. I mean, they've got enough weapons, right? So, so yeah, there's plenty of options to give this guy a little extra protection. Like I said, I like the vest, some purple and black, or it's purple plastic with some black paint on it, and it turned out really well. I like the texturing. It's nothing, you know, just kind of a minimalist kind of, you know, little jacket, vest, I guess. I always thought that looked really cool, and has the diaphragm cut, or sorry, ab crunch, and he bends forward that far, so he can look down on his toes. He goes back that far, kind of like a normal human. Oh, that might actually break his back. Oh, poor guy. Got knocked out by Sergeant Slaughter. Let's see, what am I missing? So the belt is free floating, but it turned out really well. Some black plastic, purple paint, silver on the belt buckle, looks really good. Definitely like the color. This color blue looks really great. And drop down, does he have drop down? Yes, they always have drop down, don't they? And even with the drop down, he kicks, let's see if I can get a little bit higher. Yeah, he kicks past, a little bit past 90 degrees. And these knees are a little on the stiff side. Kicks back that far. Blue pants legs, purple pouches, purple spats, boot swivel, or not, thigh swivel. And let's see, yeah, pretty stiff on this side too. And then boot swivel there. Yep. So Rakondo's wondering where his pants are. And then really good range of motion on the feet. Now, these look good. These feet look good, and I love Rakondo, and even the Falcon figure. And they're not bad legs, but I have had some issues with the feet on some of them. I've had to kind of trim down some of the material back here. There's a little extra, and because they have a hard time pointing, but not these feet, so that's great. These are much more fluid. Yeah, they only, well, and they don't go up very far. Let's see. Yeah, they kind of just flat-footed. You can point them and then they go to flat. So that's about it. But yeah, that is the TeleViper. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I want to give this guy a, oh, let's see. Oh, one last thing. The backpack. I don't think I talked about the backpack. So I think the hole on the back is a little on the low side on this figure, and I think most of the time they're a little bit higher, which is making the backpack a little too low for my taste. I mean, it doesn't look bad necessarily, but it just seems like I would like it to sit a little higher, like right about here. So I don't know why that was, unless that was a peg for the, was there a peg in the trouble bubble? Did he peg into the cockpit? You know, was there a peg on the back seat or something? And that's where it just happened to be. But anyway, I think this backpack should be, the peg should be a little bit lower to make it ride a little higher. And it's also a little too long, so that's unfortunate. So that I'm going to have to trim that down. That's an easy fix. But other than that, it stays in there very well. Now, I have kind of a hate-hate relationship with the backpacks in Classified. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Most of the time they're loose or too heavy, and you know they get them right when they absolutely have to, like say Dial Tone's backpack. But they kind of messed up a bit on Blowtorch, so it's just annoys me. So thankfully this is just, you know, it's just a longer peg and I can just trim it down. But it's in there solid. It's not going to fall out at all. So I'm very grateful for that. That is not always the case when it comes to the Classified backpacks. So Mr. TeleViper here looks very cool. He's a little confused as to what's going on. Maybe G.I. Joe is jamming his jamming, and now he doesn't know what Cobra Commander is yelling about. So anyway, that is the TeleViper. What am I going to give this guy? So I think I gave, almost said Courtney. Cover Girl, well, that is her name, Courtney. I think I gave her like an 8.7, 8.8, something like that. So I'm going to give this guy like an 8.5. He's a solid figure. He's definitely worth an army build. So does he come with a lot? No. Like I said, I wish he came with a sidearm. That was about the only thing. But I really like the fact that it comes with 3 different head sculpts, so you can army build and display and all that. So yeah, I can see myself grabbing a few more of these down the road. But let me know what you think in the comments section. 8.5 for this guy, warp factor. Let me know what you think. Watch out for the other videos that I'll be doing, and continue to be awesome.